So guys, what we're just talking about at the moment is just whether or not to build a business not offline, with home meetings or meetings and one-on-ones. And so some of the things that have come out in discussion, and that's why I've asked Robin to actually video this, is because it's very important. We're corporate. I'm corporate basically. I'm saying, guys, you can use one-on-one opportunities, you can do home meetings, you can go and hire a venue and do an opportunity meeting or BMT business seminar, and that's great. You can build the way you want to, but what I don't want is for you guys to put in all that effort and then nobody arrives, and then you get discouraged, and then you want to quit.
Yeah.
And that's what happens in network marketing, isn't it?
Yes.
And when we were involved with another business, with the fuel treatment, we started with home meetings. We got to about 20, our first meeting we had about 20 people. So that we went off and hired a venue. About 10 people arrived. Then we went back to a home meeting. We were building. We ended up having about 20, 30, 40, up to 40 people at one stage. And then the 75-day game plan started. And so we went and hired a venue. And we were at like 15, 12, 10, 11, 3, 2, kind of.
Yeah.
And so the guy said to me, hey, from now on I'm going to charge you for guests as well.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, we're getting back to my home. And so, you don't want that kind of thing. You can't say to guys, hey man, this business is growing like crazy, and 3 people are at the meeting. That's not growing like crazy. It's not growing at all. Okay. So I think, play it by ear, but start at home. This morning we're not going to cover specifically how to do a home meeting. Yesterday we did an opportunity meeting or a business seminar, and that's going to be available on YouTube, so you'll be able to have a look at that. And you don't feel exactly like me, but the way that I do those meetings is that I just take the one-on-one, as we're going to teach it to you today, and then I just go through those slides. And I add a little bit of extra, because like we said, people want value. You've got to give them value. You can't just say, hey guys, here's this great opportunity, blah, 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 and they walk out. If you want to invite the person to something where they should actually come, you want to make sure that they get value as a result. That's why we covered the stuff about the cash flow quadrant. We talked about the fact that network marketing is important, obviously. We talked about having a strong why. Why are you doing this? Okay. And when you do this training that we're going to cover today, you're going to do that same stuff again, because you want to get your new member to have a solid foundation, to see network marketing is great, and this is definitely the way to go. And here's all the reasons why. So some of the stuff I'm going to cover today, you might like fall asleep because you've like seen this before, And the reason why I'm covering this is just to give you a good grounding in why network marketing is so important. And obviously, if you're not going to do opportunity meetings or business seminars, you're not going to see this again. And nor your meeting, your members or your guests, okay? Because you're going to be doing a one-on-one, and the one-on-one is shorter. It doesn't cover all of the stuff that we do in a business seminar. But the thing is, once you've built your team nicely, okay, whether it's one-on-ones or whether it's opportunity meetings, business seminars, you're going to have regular training functions where you all get together. And then you're going to hire a venue. And 20, 30 people are going to get together, and you're going to do some training, and Kobus is going to do some motivation. Robert's going to do some motivation, and Daniel's going to do some training. So everybody kind of plugs in and does a little bit. And that's where what's the word? Synergy happens, and people get to know each other. I think it was Kobus who mentioned, when you get together, you chat with people, you say, hey, what are you doing, and what are you doing? And hey, it's so nice to meet you at last. And that becomes the whole family thing. Down in Cape Town, with the other business, we get together just to have like socials, just like I know Robin is doing in Durban, and I know that you've probably done it here as well. And that's so important. You want to have just those kind of events where people say, well, I'm going on Saturday. It's not for guests or anything. It's just to grow, just to have fun. and just to be motivated and inspired. And that's part of what people are getting for their monthly subscription. They must feel that they're getting some value. So once a month on a Saturday, we get together for about 2 hours. We've got a couple of different people training, a couple of different people doing some motivation, that kind of stuff. Okay. So, yeah, any other comments about that?
Would you say that the business seminar last night would be almost the company standard? Something that we should work off?
That particular presentation, definitely, I would use that in your home meetings. But again, doing home meetings is not for everybody, and so you may feel comfortable to do one. Kobus will feel very comfortable doing one. In fact, most of the guys in this room would be able to do them. But it's not something that you can duplicate very easily. Yeah. And we want to have a system that is duplicatable. I can do a presentation. No problem. You guys can.
Well, I've done quite a bit of home meetings with Syntec.
Right.
That was actually the most successful ones. The songs that we did didn't really help me a lot.
Okay.
Sorry,
yes.
just an observation. BMT, it seems like, and this can actually be pulled through all businesses in the industry, it seems like you advocate talking about network marketing more in the initial meet than the product and the company that you're actually presenting to the guy, giving him the background of what network marketing is all about, opening his mind, and then you just give him a little bit of information. Am I right? That's, okay.
Yeah. Especially and again, you can tweak it the way you want to. Where I come from down in Cape Town, you'll be amazed at the number of people that have never heard of network marketing that think it's a scheme or a scam, And so therefore, we decided to introduce that in the beginning, and then we also, that's part of the value that we're adding. We're saying, look, Robert Kiyosaki says you've got to think out the box, you've got to think big. And so let's show you an out-of-the-box system. Let's help you think big. So we're trying to add more value.
Yeah, a lot of people actually know. But the minute you mention network marketing or whatever, or they come, then they fall asleep. It's another one of those. Right. Okay. So what you're actually doing is you're giving them the correct information first about what the whole industry is about. And then we move over to the actual business that you want them to come.
Correct. Okay. That's right. And also, the way that the world is changing in terms of buying habits and the way that people buy through word of mouth, that's a very powerful change in economics that you want them to understand and use. Because you're absolutely right, people go, oh, network marketing, But if you can show them from the beginning that the top guys are saying network marketing is great, then you can remove that objection from them right away. Because that's the problem, they've got that objection. And if you can take that away, then you can get them. And where we just use the MTN as an example, you use that to get people to say, yeah, that's legal, yeah, that's fine. So the guy doesn't walk away saying, oh yeah, that's one of those schemes, I don't think it's legal. You want to remove that completely out of his mind so that he can see from the beginning it's completely legal. And we'll look on it, but that's a good point, John. Anything else?
The secret in that is they don't know what you're talking about. It's like going into a dark room. You don't know what is there. So they're full of fear for the unknown. So the best way to explain it is to use samples of which they know. And then you guide them through the known to the unknown. From the light to the darkness. You lead them in. And then they will understand it, then there's no fear.
Correct.
Because fear leads to rejection. And in many ways, the rejection of success, rejection of change, rejection to growth. And you want to move them. So the main thing is go from the known to the unknown and bypass fear. And you've got a successful meeting.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
And the thing is, when somebody comes to a business meeting, they're obviously interested. I think it was you that said, well, now I'm really keen to see this product. You know, they're obviously interested in the product and how they can make money. Okay, so what you want to tell them at the beginning, I know you're interested in the product, and I know you want to know how to make money, but guess what? We want to give you more. We want to add more value.
That's an excellent point.
That's why we're going to talk about cash flow products. That's why we're going to talk about the value of having a powerful and strong why. Why am I doing this? You know, you know for yourselves, all the people that you've ever spoken to who want to achieve success have never achieved it. Why? Because it wasn't important enough. They quit. Whether it was in their own business that they started, whether it was network marketing, whether it was whatever it was, even relationships, it just wasn't important enough, and they quit. You just have to have such a strong why, and you've got to help your member to have that why. The other thing, of course, is believability. Can this really work? And that's where, as soon as we've got a couple of stories, and maybe I should have chatted with one or two of you guys, the guys who are really like making money in BMT beforehand, should have said, you know, Kobus, you want to stand up and share that you're making money and that you have been making money. Because that's important, you know. If you know that Kobus has been making money every single month for the last 7 years, wow, that says something. You know, Robin's been making money every single month, thousands every single month for the last 6 years. Fantastic. So that's the kind of thing that's so important. And then, of course, the value of the product. That's why I want people to share why the product is important for them. So people, the guests can say, oh wow, these guys seem to be happy about the product. Oh God, wow, these guys seem to be making money. That's believability.
Yes.
Credibility and believability is important because it's real tough to go into a market and start from scratch if you've if you don't have any testimonies. You don't have anyone saying this is my product or this works. All right. Any other comments? Yes.
Just a comment to add on to that. When you sign somebody up and you go through the process and everything, one thing which I always do is I say to the person, listen, I'm working with you, or I can give you a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, 15-year plan, to financial freedom or whatever words is being used. Which one do you prefer? And 95% people says, 5-year plan. Says, okay. As soon as they say 5 years, they've actually committed themselves to working in their business for 5 years. So you just constantly remind them, okay, I'm with you for this 5 years, this is what you need to do. And so you don't sign somebody up and just leave them.
That's right. That's right. And we're definitely going to be covering that. And that is so important, that whole support. Great. Any other comments on that before we cover some of the other things? Okay, great.